What if I told you that everything that's ever challenged you or caused you pain is something you chose to experience before you got here? Welcome to SpirituALI, a channel where we talk about all things spiritual. My name is Ali. I'm a spiritual life coach who helps people navigate their spiritual awakenings. But enough about me for now. Let's jump right into today's topic: soul contracts. If you haven't heard of this concept before, please just hear me out and see if any of it resonates with you and the experiences that you've had. It sounds crazy, right? Who would pick their pain? Who in their right mind would sign up to go through A, B, C through Z? Who would do that? We've all gone through painful experiences in our lives. I have. I know you have. And we go through varying levels of pain. And I know some of that is extreme. I know some of what we've been through is traumatic. You may feel like you're alone all the time, but you're not. You have a group of beings that are on a different plane that you can't see, helping you. They surround you everywhere you go. They are with you 24/7. They're your soul family, your spirit guides, angels, ancestors. It's a list. Deceased family members, animals. It's a whole team dedicated to helping you through your journey here on Earth. Before incarnating into your current life, you made these decisions with your spiritual team. And before you started here on Earth, you guys all sat around together. Everyone you were going to meet in this life. So your parents, some friends, some other family members, you met them and you all decided, these are the lessons that I want to learn. You decided on the journey your soul was going to experience. You all came to this conclusion together. Yes, that includes the people that have hurt you and done you wrong. I don't say that to give these people a pass. As someone who has been a victim of domestic abuse, sexual assault, and a myriad of other situations, I really do speak from experience that does not give those people who hurt me a pass. And it doesn't give the people that hurt you a pass. But was there something you needed to learn from those experiences? I know there was for me. It wasn't always easy to see what those lessons were. But now, where I am today, I get to be proud of the woman I've become. I get to reflect back on everything I've gone through. And I get to see it through whatever lens I choose. And I choose to see it as a lesson. Everything that I went through showed me something I needed to learn. Something powerful that built me into this magnificent being I am now. Those things showed me my true self and who I am at my core. And it can do the same for you if you choose to look at your past through a lens of learning. This spiritual team chose to come together to guide you. They are made of pure love. They love you unconditionally, so they are dedicated to following you through your entire journey in this incarnation. They're dedicated to presenting you with the opportunities you need to grow and evolve and expand. It sounds a lot like your future is fated and we don't actually have free will, but that is actually not the case. We do have free will. So because we have free will, these lessons manifest in all sorts of ways. The bottom line is, when you got together with your spiritual team, you chose the lessons you needed to learn. And then when you got into life, You made the decisions to get on whatever path to have those lessons presented to you. Different paths call for those lessons to be presented to you differently. I'll use myself for an example. As an empath and light worker, setting boundaries has always been a struggle. That was a lesson I needed to learn. In my earlier adolescence, the choices I made consistently showed me how important boundaries were to set. The more I chose to ignore those lessons as they were presented to me, the more extreme they became. It got to a point where I broke down because I gave somebody else all of my power, and they abused it, and they abused me. Not my favorite part of memory lane, but it happened for a reason. Does this sound familiar to you in your own life? Have you been presented with lessons that you just refuse to acknowledge so the patterns and cycles keep repeating themselves? I know that's not the easiest thing to recognize. That is what spirit does. It will nudge you in the direction of growth until you can't ignore it. There may be different situations that present themselves, but in the end, the lesson underneath it all is always the same. Have you noticed a pattern with that? Are you noticing a pattern with that? If you refuse to learn a lesson and you get stuck repeating the same cycles and patterns, personal development doesn't continue. Personal growth stops right there. And you stay at that level. You stay at that frequency and vibration. You stay in that constant loop. That's not a fun place to be. The reason progress stops is because this is a lesson you chose to learn before incarnating into this life. You can't move forward in your soul journey and development without learning the lesson. They come up as they need to for reasons you may or may not ever understand. There are so many souls out there who can't see the lessons they need to learn. There's so many souls that choose to repeat their patterns, choose to repeat their cycles, and choose to see life as it is the way it is. Notice, it's a choice. So many souls choose to believe that life happens to them instead of for them. So maybe you're wondering, how can you look for a lesson when you're so consumed in the pain? And that's a really good question. It's going to require a level of self-honesty and introspection that's uncomfortable. It requires you to be honest with yourself in a way that a lot of people choose to distract from doing because it hurts. It's not easy work to do, but it's rewarding work to do. It is going to require a level of self-honesty that makes you so uncomfortable you have no choice but to change. Well, you always have the choice not to change. But let me ask you this. If choosing the same thing leads to harder lessons and more pain, why would you want to keep making that choice? Instead, you can delve deeper within to uncover the core lesson your soul is yearning to learn. I promise you, happiness and inner peace await once you make that decision. It's not immediate. It takes time. It takes some work. But it's absolutely possible. I am living proof. It is absolutely possible. It's a journey. Lots of emotions come up when you're doing this kind of work. If you're ready to dive deeper into your soul journey and are scared to do that inner work alone, check out the description box below. As a spiritual life coach, I create a safe container for us to unpack and delve into the experiences and lessons you've learned so we can break out of the conditioning you've been led to believe. If you want to hear any of the soul contracts I chose to make before incarnating into this life, let me know. I've got a lot of stories I could choose from, so I've got a lot to share. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. Remember, you are taken care of in all ways, always. Shine bright, my lovelies.